Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bias and a Little Truth, very little truth, by the way, with my
A
co-host
lot of
here
truth.
today. But we don't want to get into that right now. I want to thank everybody for joining in, being a part of the show. We're going to have a little bit of fun today because we're going to talk NBA basketball. We're going to talk play-in. We're going to talk your favorite NBA player, LeBron. We're going to talk about a few other things. So we're going to go ahead and get rolling on to this thing and get going. So for starters, this is your boy D Cot, and I'm here with my man Reggie, King of the Troll site. I wasn't here last week. I'm glad of that. So I had a little bit of a break. So I'm glad I got my break. So we're back at it again. So how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. It was so much. It was a way better show with you off of it and Isaiah sitting in because, basically your sports knowledge lacks. You always talk
Really?
about you're not biased, but you're biased indirectly with your clown friends, Hurl and Darren. So you may not troll directly, but you troll indirectly.
I
And
don't
so don't give
troll.
me that. Yes, you do. Indirectly, you troll. So don't give me that I don't troll mess because you
I'm
definitely
not a
troll.
troll. I'm
I
sorry
mean,
you feel that way, sir, but let me tell you this, right? So I know Isaiah did the show with you last week, and he gave you a lot of leeway and let you just be biased all day. I saw the show. I saw you call me out. I saw you say you're going to wear an Alabama Crimson Tide hat after Detroit gets to the Eastern Conference Finals. I know that. I
I
got
said,
you.
I,
I got
I said
receipts. I got
if they get
receipts.
out, if
I
they
got
get out,
receipts. Don't worry, I got receipts. We gonna get into it. Don't worry, don't worry. But before we do all of
I'm not
that,
worried about that. I'm not worried about that. So
let's
yeah,
talk playing. Let's talk playing. What are you thinking about the playing? I think you got it up on one of your screens there. Let's
yeah.
go game by game and see what's rocking for the night. Sorry, before I do that, I give a special shout out. Anna, one of the managers down here at the wonderful hotel I'm staying at in the city of Naperville. She's watching right now, I think. If not, she's watching on YouTube. And she said that she is a Bears fan and that she loves her Bears. And she gave me a great place to go tonight to watch some of the game. So I just want to make sure I give a shout out to Anna, who's been great to me my time here at my undisclosed location. Again, wanted
I'm
to make sure I
I'm
did that.
sure she hates you, and I'm sure you have gotten on her last nerves. And I think you just brought up that she's a Bears fan, so I can talk about the Hammond, Indiana Bears. Who
No, I'm
notice?
just
Notice.
saying that she's
Hold
a
on, hold on,
Bears
hold on,
fan.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Notice my name, Reggie King of Trolls, Homer Reggie. That means Homer Reggie of everything Indiana. But you can bet your last dollar if the Bears wind up in the state of Indiana, this guy, Reggie Sykes, will never wish well upon them. But I will make fun of the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois for losing the sorry Bears. Because really, I don't want the Bears in Indiana. They just raising my taxes and everything. I don't want them. But I know you told her that I really dislike the Bears because my family members are Bears fans, just so I could go off on a rant. See, this what when I did my
Oh,
little clip on my Facebook page promoting our show, and I said we are going to get our script. This was what I mean. This was not in our
what did
pre-production
I
meaning
do?
bringing up the
What did I
Bears.
do?
So yeah.
I'm
Okay.
innocent here. I'm just sharing information of this wonderful place I'm staying at with the great hospitality I've been shown already. I got 3 more
Uh,
days of this, man. It don't get much
uh,
better than this. So
I,
enough about me. Let's talk about the NBA. Give me your
I,
first matchup you want to talk about.
I'm sure she's going to put you out of that hotel. But let's go to the first game. The Orlando Magic starts the night against the Philadelphia 76ers at 7:30. My thoughts on this game, I really think the Orlando Magic have underperformed this year because, like the Pacers, they've had a lot of injuries. Just not quite as many. But I think the injuries have really slowed them up. But I am not impressed by George Maple's Sixers. Dr. J ain't with them no more. He was one of my favorite players. Dr. J ain't coming back to save the Sixers. I liked Allen Iverson. I don't like the Sixers, but I liked Allen Iverson. And he was a great player. Allen Iverson isn't coming back to save the Sixers. I think that Orlando may be able to squeeze a little bit. I'm gonna think about it. What do you think? Who do you think is gonna get this victory? That's
I'll
what I'm
tell
gonna
you
think.
right now, Orlando Magic don't have a snowball's chance in hell to beat the Philadelphia 76ers. I saw
Oh,
those dudes. I saw those dudes up close in person last weekend without Joel Embiid.
mm.
Paul George and that 25 game rest that he was given did him wonders.
uh,
Edge Coles is the truth as a rookie guard, and Maxey
uh,
is the fastest guard in the league. In the next 3 years, they're going to have the best backcourt in the NBA. I'm taking Philadelphia 76ers throttle the Orlando Magic right now, right here, as I'm saying it. Period.
did you
Point
say
blank.
they're gonna
End
have
of
the
story.
best? Did you say the best? I'm glad you're in here, Isaiah. Did you
I,
say the
I
best?
said they will have one
And
of the best. They will have one of the best backcourts in the next 3 years. That's exactly what I said. Clip that.
Are we talking about Philly?
That's what I said.
Are we talking about Philadelphia?
Absolutely.
we're talking about the
Absolutely,
first
we're talking
playing
about
game,
Philadelphia.
7:30.
I agree. I agree. I
Isaiah,
agree. I flat out
you're a
agree.
young guy, and I know you started your show Game Time Network with D. Cobb
Here we go.
a year ago,
Here we go.
and you've known him longer than me. And I
Yep.
know he's an old guy, and I
Yep.
know he's a lot older than me. First of all, he's 65, 70, and I know you think that some old guys are wise.
I would say
old guy
so.
is
Not every
wise.
not every old guy is wise. I meet a lot of them at
Exactly.
Kroger. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure you met Pat at Kroger, so yeah, you understand exactly what I'm saying. But I know
Actually, it was Outback while you playing.
There you go.
I know Durrell's history, and I was thinking about taking the 76ers, but he said Paul George had a 25-game rest. He's talking about the Philadelphia game when they were going up against the Pacers G League team this last game. I don't think it was any stars out there, but Obi Toppin. So since the Jinx has took the 76ers, the $2 that he owed me for bets, I'm going to double down.
It's $8 that you owe me. You owe me $8.
You owe me $2.
You can say Jinx all you want. I'm talking about from a natural perspective. The Philadelphia 76ers right now, they play Orlando Magic tonight.
Philadelphia.
They don't play tonight. They play tomorrow. The Magic and the Sixers play tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that is tomorrow.
I'm reading the wrong thing. And Isaiah told them, because I'm trusting this guy to get me scheduled. I should have known better than that anyway.
I said,
what's the game going like? These guys got me going tonight.
Here we go already.
Hold it, Isaiah.
We're 4 minutes into the show already.
Hold it, Isaiah. The game is tomorrow. Tonight is Miami Heat and Charlotte Hornets at 7:30. But I'll start it off with Orlando Magic. That was the first one that came up. That's tomorrow, Wednesday. So I really was going to take Philly. But between you and George Mack, I cannot take Philly. I think Orlando realizes that they may be playing for the coach's job. I think that the Magic like their coach. Joel Embiid is not playing. Who's out for the Orlando Magic?
You have no idea what you're talking about.
The Magic,
you're lost.
The Magic and their coach, it's not going too hot for them.
No, they can't stand their coach. They're not playing for him.
I think they're gonna play for him. The Magic
go to the next game.
Only favored. Hold it. Philadelphia's only favored by 1.5 points.
No, it's gonna be a good game. I think it could go either way. I think what I've heard from a lot of media is when you're the Heat and the Sixers, is it even worth winning based on who you've got to play in the first round? When you're a team like the Hornets and the Magic, it's more of I think we can give both of the Celtics or the Pistons a fight. When you're the Sixers with no Embiid, because apparently people think Embiid is like, they don't have Embiid, so they're not going to play well. I disagree. I know D-Cot disagrees. But when you're the Miami Heat, that irrelevant organization, the second coming of the Dallas Cowboys, if I'm Eric Spoelstra, and I know Pat Riley's already saying, go out there, do a light jog, maybe play Tyler Herro 30 minutes, play Bam Adebayo 30 minutes. You can't play him too much or he'll get another 83 points. But, so you got to play. So, when you're Miami, I don't think they're going to try as hard tonight. I think Miami has been told from the man up above, Jerry Jones #2, to take it easy tonight. Don't try to win this game because he wants that draft pick because he already has Adam Silver. He already has Adam Silver in his back pocket.
Isaiah, you're 21 years old, so you don't understand the legacy of Pat Riley. Pat Riley don't play to lay up.
He
doesn't play golf to lay up.
You know,
if he's in the playoffs, he's going to try to win.
This isn't the playoffs. You know who else has who else has a great legacy? Back a couple decades ago, Jerry Jones. The last time Pat Riley was relevant was back when he got Shaquille O'Neal in 2004, and then he got LeBron James. But since then, you know, you've had your finals appearances with Jimmy Butler. That's nice, but you seem to screw these up every single time. You screwed up Pat Riley, or you screwed up Shaq. You even screwed up Dwayne Wade, and then you found that. You took away LeBron's James chocolate chip cookies, and he took his ball back to Cleveland. Relationship. Alonzo Mourning. You call me a young guy. He even ruined his relationship with his first franchise player in Alonzo Mourning.
Hold on. Isn't Alonzo Mourning still on the staff?
That's great.
He's not playing.
But my point is, he ruins relationships just like Jerry Jones does.
Hey, check it out, Isaiah. It looked like you and Cott had a pre-production meeting without me, so y'all can confirm a lot of the things. I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I'm not really confirmed. No, I think I wanted to come on here. This isn't the Game Time Network show. This isn't Cott's Corner. This isn't the race car show. I think y'all coming on my show to try to embarrass me. And
no. I'm itching to talk.
That's not going to happen. I'm biased with a little truth.
I'm itching to talk some NBA playoffs. That's why I joined the show today.
I'm glad you joined. You did a great job without Cott last week, but this week that he's on the show, you're a little biased. A little biased. But this is my thought. I think Charlotte's going to win the game. Charlotte's favored by 5.5 points. I just think Miami's going to be ready to play. I'm impressed with Charlotte. They have a culture of losing, but I'm impressed with the young talent that they have, and they've actually played pretty good defense. And the guy that Daryl hates, Ball, that shoots the one-legged threes, is actually playing pretty damn good ball. And Daryl hates him and hates on his staff. Daryl hates anybody with tattoos. Daryl is the old guy that if you walk on his grass, he's going to get off my grass. If your ball go in his yard, he's going to take it and throw it away. That's Daryl. So Daryl's going to hate on the young guy.
You know what we need to do, Isaiah? We need to have Reggie. We need to require him to watch the shows because clearly he isn't watching the show. He's in his feelings. He's in his bias. So as we go forward, before we start another show, an episode of Bias with a Little Truth next week, we're going to require you to do some homework. You're going to go to homework and say, let's see what O.D. Cotton is saying about the players. Because you're talking about something that was said some time ago. Just understand that.
I'm going to pull up a clip from the show about LaMelo Ball.
Hold on, Isaiah. There's a private room Daryl and there's a show Daryl, okay? The show Daryl probably is giving Ball credit. But behind the scenes, when we're at games and when he's talking, he hates Lamar Ball.
No, he doesn't
hate anybody. Anybody.
The only thing he likes about the Ball family is how that dad try to go off on his own and get them shoe deals and get each one of the boys in the NBA. Other than that, I've heard Daryl say stuff about the Balls. About
Hold on. We had a whole. I'm gonna find it. But we have talked about LaMelo on this show before.
So are we going to do the games, or are we trying to say, let me find something where D-Cos ain't nothing like a guy? Which one is this?
Well, I know what you said privately. I'm just putting it out there. I'm putting just like they were talking about. Charles Barkley was talking about things in the Bucks locker room shouldn't come out the locker room. I'm the guy that's bringing out the locker room. I'm the guy that's telling the truth right now. And Daryl is faking it. And Daryl is trying to be unbiased, but Daryl is very biased. Isaiah, the things he says to you
I feel sorry for you.
Private are not the same things that he says to me in private. I'm
All right,
tired.
hold on.
Our show was not fired, by the way.
I got evidence. So this is when I made the title of the video, "Will LaMelo be traded?" This was this season amidst a 4-11 start.
Exactly.
So I'm going to play the clip.
Play the clip.
If I unmute it.
Recently frustrated with the organization and is open to a trade, league sources tell Yahoo Sports. Maybe not the most credible, but other people in the business were also picking this storyline up. So, it's as credible as it can be. And this is Melo's X account right here. He puts a clown emoji.
We talked about this, man. I said he is a culture killer.
I've got one more
he
clip
believes
after this.
more of himself than he is. He's got to stay healthy. And he's one of the most disrespectful, widely known NBA players in the league right now.
How's he disrespectful?
His language,
his
hold on. I've got another clip. I've got another clip. Because this was back in what, November?
I think you should let that go, Isaiah, because I was gonna elaborate why I said he's disrespectful.
Okay. All right, go ahead. All right.
Court is just poor. And we talked about he and John Morant in Memphis. I don't know what their salaries are, but they're I bet they're very similar. And they could make something like that work. Two guys that are malcontent, they're not happy in their current location. Flip them.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I still don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think it'll necessarily happen. I have already said, and this is going to lead into my next point. I talked about it.
Okay, I'm going to find the other clip because we just talked about LaMelo earlier this week. But the point that we made earlier, really the last couple of weeks is Daryl's stance on LaMelo has gone back a little bit. And that's also I take full responsibility on that because I have
I'm just sharing the truth. I'm just sharing the truth, man. The guys played well, being the third best player on his team. I said that. And I said him leading the league in point guards shooting attempts last year was detrimental to the team. What's happening is now
you said he's the third best player. I just want to make sure I heard you right.
Yeah, you gotta let him finish. Go ahead, dude.
That was a question.
I said, you heard what I said. What I said was him being the third best player on the team. I said has had him given the opportunity to sit back and facilitate more. But go ahead and play the clip, Isaiah. You got it. That's exactly what I said. When he was last year and the year before, when he felt he was the guy, that was detrimental. He's humbled himself this season as it's gone along. He's still very disrespectful, by the way. Very disrespectful. But with that said, he's playing lights out, being the third guy and the straw to stir that drink to get Miller and Nipple involved. Absolutely 100%. That's what I said.
So I'm gonna let you know this. He is not the third best player on that team. Maybe second, maybe a 1A, 1B, but he's not the third best player on that team.
I would agree with Reggie. I still think Knupple's I think Knuppel most nights is the third best.
Yes. And I also
I'm not going to argue that point.
I also think that them working as a team is great. The only reason that they won't have a lot of success this year is because they don't have a deep bench. And you're dealing with those three players. If you shut them down or take one of them out the game, they're in a lot of trouble. We know you shake on that clip that he played, you were smiling while he was saying all that. I could see the bias in your face. I could see the bias in your face. I could see it. No matter what you want to say, no matter that face you're making right now, it says a lot. Play the clip, Isaiah.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it.
So we started this about 19 minutes ago talking about the playoffs. We haven't hit one game yet.
Well, we will. Don't worry.
We hit two games. We hit the Orlando Magic and the Philadelphia 76ers. You're gonna owe me $16 since you say no, we're gonna be even since you say I owe you $8, which I don't.
You didn't pay up the first time.
I'm taking Orlando. That's who I'm gonna take.
I'm
gonna take Orlando.
I've got the clip. Give me just a second. I've got the clip. This was this Sunday. Reggie, you didn't watch last Sunday. This Sunday.
No, I didn't watch last Sunday. I didn't watch it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull this clip up. Here we go.
Year, right?
Yeah.
You got that. And then you got Ball who's playing dynamic. I don't like him. I don't like Ball. I don't like his disrespect. But this year he's shown maturity in some areas. He's still not there yet. But man, he knows his plays. and he's getting Nipple and Miller in the right place at the right time. I'm telling them guys are money, man. Yeah. And then he's playing off of that. So for me, of those 4 teams that play in piece, 7, 8, 9, and 10, of those 4, I like the Hornets and I like the Sixers.
Yep,
I don't think Miami will win a game. And
So Isaiah, you notice the indirect hate on Charlotte. No, I didn't watch the show, but I still feel the indirect hate on them. I think Cott goes with what most media people are going for. Charles Barkley is happy with the Charlotte and everything. Other media personalities are happy with Charlotte and everything. So I think Cott is just following the pack, because his true thing is he likes Brandon Miller. And he likes the other guy, but Cott would prefer Charlotte to lose for his hate for Bob. Just because you give a man credit doesn't mean that you like that person. I give James credit. He's a good player, but I don't like James, and everybody knows it. Cott doesn't like James, and everybody knows it. Take your hands off your head. I'm telling the truth. When I bust you out and tell you the truth, you get mad. That's all it is.
Oh, boy. What are we talking about the playoffs, man? Are you? Because I know that you're serious. But you got me.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna take go ahead.
So the next matchup.
So you taking Charlotte. We both taking Charlotte.
Yeah.
You taking Philadelphia. We're gonna break even on Orlando and Magic. I'm taking Orlando. Okay. Tonight's game, 10 o'clock. Portland Trail Blazers and the Phoenix Suns.
Is that accurate, Isaiah?
Yes, it's accurate. It's 10 o'clock. He said he'd be right back. It's 10 o'clock. Portland Trail Blazers against the Phoenix Suns.
Who you got?
Who?
Who you got?
Man, I really want to take Portland, because Portland is starting to play good ball. Scoot's back and everything, man. But it's hard for me to go against Slim Thug. It's hard for me to go against the guy, for Phoenix,
You talking about Devin Booker? You talking about Devin Booker?
I like Devin Booker. I'm talking, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Slim, the Grim Reaper, Slim Reaper, what they call him.
No, man. He's in Houston, man. Durant's in Houston.
Oh, that's right. I messed up. I'm thinking something wrong.
It's okay.
My bad. Thank you for correcting me, Kai. You were
right
on
time. But back to Devin Booker, right? So
yes.
It's interesting because Devin Booker has been given a lot of credit over the last few years, being a great player, $60 million a year player, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. He is the light-skinned version of James Harden to me.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't have a dog in the fight, Portland versus Phoenix. I think Scoot Henderson is going to be out of the league in 3 years. He was the second pick in the draft. I think he'll be out of the league because he hasn't shown me anything. Henderson's coming back from that soft tissue injury earlier in the year. Sorry, I don't see it. He's a young guy. He's decent, but decent doesn't cut it when you're the second player pick in the NBA draft. So I don't see him being an impactful player at all. Again, I don't have a dog in the fight. If you flip a coin, whoever's home, that's who I would probably take.
So Phoenix Suns are at home. This is Portland Trail Blazers at Phoenix Suns. So the Suns are at home. I don't have a dog in the fight, but I am impressed. I think Scoot, since he's been back, has been playing a lot better ball. He's having a good game. He have a bad game. Man, how did I really think that Durant was still in Phoenix? I'm still bothered.
It happens. It happens.
But calling Booker the light-skinned Harding, wow, that's deep. I mean, he hasn't won anything.
Did you see him in the finals? They up 2-0, and then he went to Milwaukee and pitched the bed 4th straight game. Yeah. This is a guy making $60 million a year. This is a guy everybody gives a pass. This is a guy who my co-host gives a big pass. But we'll go in on Harden about not making the finals, right? That's fine. Yeah, I give you that. But also, Devin Booker has made the finals, but he pissed the bed in the 4 most important games.
Daryl,
So you can. As a flip is a coin flip for me.
Daryl, I have a question for you. You hadn't went off on Harding for not showing up in the playoffs?
No, you haven't seen that at all. No, not at all. Because I don't need to because my co-host does it for me. So
Okay.
so I'm just sitting back watching. But the point thing is, Harden gets a lot of discredit because he hasn't. Game 6 he gets 6 points. Game 7 5 points. All those things are true.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, he's going to get a lot of credit, a lot of blame. I get it because of the way he
Okay.
plays and all those stuff like that, and asking for trades. Yeah, Booker's been there. He's a Duke guy from the state of Mississippi. All that's wonderful, right? But at the end of the day, I was told, last week is either you win or you lose. And for this guy making
Okay.
almost $60 million a year, he needs to come a little bit more to the table than he's done when the chips are on the table. So
I can agree. I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you. But since we don't have a dog in the fight and we're not placing a bet on this, just pick a team.
I'll take the home team.
Phoenix
I take
home
the home
team.
team.
I'm gonna take opposite of you. I'm gonna take Portland. Next game, 10 o'clock Wednesday. Golden State Warriors and LA Clippers.
Easy for me. I'm taking the Clippers. They're a better team. They're a younger, more vibrant team. Steph Curry has played his last, in my opinion, great meaningful game. They're going to bow out. I wouldn't be surprised if they bow out tonight. Excuse me, tomorrow in the blowout.
The Clippers, because my bias is my truth. I like Ben Mathurin. I've never been a Clippers fan because of Joseph Pollard. And when you used to call them the Buffalo Braves, but I'm not really a Clippers fan. I used to just cheer for them to beat the Lakers, and that's about it. The Clippers beat Golden State the other day without Leonard. I'm not sure who Golden State had. I know Curry played. I'm not sure how long he played, but I really think the Clippers are going to win this series, but they're probably going to have a problem in the next round because and I'm going on to the next round with the Clippers only because they had a trade with the Pacers, and I'm a little biased and I'm Homer Reg. I see in the Clippers now what used to be in the Pacers. The Clippers don't have Zubac in the middle anymore, so they don't have that rim protector, and they don't have anybody to rebound. They have great scores, but they don't have anybody to rebound. So when the Clippers go into the next round, the reason that they will probably get beat in the next round is because they don't have rebounding in that enforcer in the middle because he's with the Pacers now. Watch what I tell you. Next year, the Pacers rebounding and the enforcer in the middle will be back, and Zubac will be able to get up and down the court. So I'm also taking the Clippers, but I don't agree with your point on Steph Curry playing his last meaningful game. I mean, he's a generational talent. And
I said playoff. Remember, I said playoff. I didn't say game. I said playoff.
Okay. I think he's a generational talent, and I think he's still going to be in the league. And I think he's going to have to probably refine his game a little bit, as most older players do. But I can see what you're saying. I just think he's still he ain't gonna be nobody you don't leave unchecked. I'll tell you that. You still got to guard.
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, Father Time is undefeated, right? And you're talking about a 6'1" guy, 6'2" guy who needs screens to get free, right? He's not speeding up; he's slowing down. And
Screens get free. His handles, Daryl, gets him free a lot, and his passing. You don't go with that point, but keep going with your point.
Again, like I said, he needs screens. He's going to need screens to get free as he gets older. That's just a fact. So that's fine.
So,
well, it's going to happen. Also, the other thing, go ahead, if you want to tell me, I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I can wait. I can hold this one.
His players around him are getting older as well too. They're not bringing in the type of young talent that's going to elevate his play. Look at the Saginaw Strain. He was, feared die at one time for some reason. I'm telling you, they are a shell of themselves. They're going to have to do a crazy rebuild. Yeah, I'm not saying Curry's going to be out of the league. No, he's another 5-6 years because he's a small guy's in great shape. But I said meaningful. I'm just saying get used to seeing Golden State where they are, unless the Crypt Keeper has something to say about helping them get some picks as well.
all great dynasties come to an end. I'll agree with you on that. But I love how you love to refer to players that are 6'1", when one of our favorite players needed screens to get open sometime too, Reggie Miller, coming off screens. But I love how you always throw size in there because you always still threw that against the guard out of Purdue. Oh, he's a 6'1" player that can't shoot and can't do this. I notice you have a problem with 6'1", just like other people have problems with different things. So I'm just pointing that out. But I'll agree with you. Golden State dynasty years are over, and they won't probably be back to do a rebuild. They won't be able to do it like the Pacers. They'll probably do a trust the process rebuild like Philadelphia, and they're taking decade of a year. So yeah.
Okay.
My mic was muted. I have a question for both of you guys. Then, if we talk about the Clippers and their inability to rebound, you look at the Suns, who.
Well, don't say we. You said Reggie said that. I didn't say that.
All right. Well,
I
came back. I came back to Reggie talking, so I'm assuming.
But, yeah.
I think the Clippers will be the 8th seed, but I'm curious. You know, you look at the Suns and the Blazers. Both have very good centers. The Suns are actually pretty deep at center with the guys they got. I think they got Mark Williams. They got the rookie that they took last year. That's very explosive. If whoever loses between those two will play the winner of the Clippers and Warriors. I mean, I think a lot of people assume that we're going to get the Suns playing the Spurs and the Clippers playing the Thunder. I mean, there's a real scenario where it's the Suns play the Clipper, or the Suns play the Spurs and the Blazers play the Thunder, or vice versa. There could be a scenario where the Clippers don't get past the Blazers or the Suns, or there's a scenario where the Warriors don't get past the Blazers or the Suns.
The Warriors won't, but the Clippers will.
I think that's the general. I think that's the general opinion. I think tonight it's going to be very telling how well the Blazers play, because the Blazers have kept themselves afloat all year. We've looked through these standings all year, Daryl, and there hasn't been a time where the Blazers have been out of the play-in. Which, let's call it like it is. That's an improvement from last year. Not a huge improvement, but that is an improvement.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Yeah,
and you're right. They've been treading water, and that's fine. What I'm saying is they don't have the star power that the Clippers do in Kawhi Leonard. And I know on this show he's been disrespected by everybody but me from way back in November.
Who's been disrespected?
I said on the show itself, not Absolute Truth. What I'm saying is Kawhi Leonard, as I said earlier in the year, back in November, I said the dude has played November, December. He's played well, he looks healthy, and he's dominating again on both ends of the court.
He's played 65 games this year.
The Portland Trail Blazers do not have a player of his ilk. They don't.
Agree.
And then the second part of that is you talk about the trade. Reggie talked about the trade earlier with Ben Mathering there, right? And Darius Garland looks healthy. They don't have a guard that is as good as Darius Garland. They don't have a forward that is as good as Kawhi Leonard. That star power, that equates to a win. That won't equate to a win in an 8 versus 1 or a 7 versus 2.
No,
but it's going to equate to a win against the Blazers or the Warriors, whoever they play them.
I think the one name that I think a lot of people are going to get their first chance to look at on a premier stage is obviously going to be Deni Avdija for the Blazers. He's averaging 24 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. If there's any star power on that team, it's Deni Avdija. He's been their best player all year. What
about the power forward for the Blazers? What's his name? He's pretty good. A lot of teams wanted him.
Grant?
Yeah, Grant. But Jeremy Grant, but
Grant's probably not playing tonight.
He's a good player. He's a good player, but he's been hurt a lot until the end of the year. And I was just going to say he's probably not going to play this.
Okay, I didn't realize he was out.
Jeremy Grant.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was out. Okay.
I think.
But even if he plays, I don't know that's enough to get them over.
The two big names for them tonight is Avdija and Shaedon Sharpe, and I've been a big fan of Shaedon Sharpe. Honestly, this is a little surprising to see how well Avdija is playing, but I think those are the two guys that the Blazers have relied on all year, and they're going to have to rely on them on tonight in the next couple games if they want to get to the playoffs. So, but I agree with you. I mean, it comes down to star power, and we talk about the battle for the glass, the battle for the rebounds. How well is Donovan Clingan going to play tonight? That's going to be a big thing for them as well. I like the Blazers and what they've got. Tiago Splitter obviously jumping into the head coaching role. I hope that's a permanent thing for them. It seems like it worked with him as the head coach since Billups had the incident or whatever.
He's been doing a good coaching job. I agree.
I like what the Blazers, I like what the Blazers are doing, but I think tonight's going to be close. I really do.
Here's the calling on all sides. Portland hadn't had any adversity this year, right? The season started off with the coach being removed, right? They had no expectations. They got good players, absolutely. They got good players, and they got better as the season went along. But if you take that team and you put them in a larger city or market with expectations, how do they respond?
Yep.
Because that's what I'm saying here. They're a good young team. I don't think they're there yet, and I definitely don't think they have enough to beat the Clippers. Could they beat them? Anybody can get beaten in this type of scenario. But I just don't think they got enough of the Clippers.
Yeah.
So, fellas, let's skip the eights versus the ones, and let's just go to the playoffs because we're not necessarily sure who's going to be in those playing games. I think we talked enough about the playing games. I'm gonna save the Lakers and Houston for last.
I want to.
Let's go. Let's save that for last because we on here, and I'm probably gonna get juiced up on that one. So, yeah. Let's start off. Go ahead. Let's start off with the Knicks and Hawks.
There you, Reggie. You know what, man? We're right here. We're right here.
Okay.
Until we talk about the Lakers, we're right here. But I agree with you. You know what? I talked to Daryl on the phone like earlier today, and I said,
I knew y'all had a pre-production meeting. I could tell. I could tell.
I said
that wasn't no.
I said the most interesting matchup now in the NBA heading into the playoffs, probably other than Wolves and Nuggets, is Knicks and Hawks. Because if I'm the New York Knicks, I'm a little worried that now I have to play the Hawks instead of the Raptors. We talked about this on Sunday's show. The Raptors are definitely, you know what, as much as I have a lot of confidence in the Raptors, I got to admit, with the stats that were thrown at me on Sunday in these last couple of weeks, the Raptors are fool's gold. They haven't beaten a lot of teams over 500. They have a nice roster, but if I'm the New York Knicks, you match up better against Toronto. You don't match up well against the Atlanta Hawks. I put it on my Instagram story today. Jalen Brunson is going to be in hell having to be guarded by Dyson Daniels. It's going to be a tough series for Jalen Brunson. It's going to be tough. And then you look at Onyeka Okongwu, the most underrated center in the NBA, gets to guard Karl Anthony Towns. That's two really good defensive guys, a good defensive center who's a little under height. I admit it. And then you got Dyson Daniels, who's a really good guard, guarding your two best offensive players. This is matchup wise. The Hawks are licking their chops, and when you're the Knicks, I mean, it's going to come down to coaching at the end of the day, and it's going to come down to Anunoby. It's going to come down to Bridges. It's going to come down to this roster. Other than Brunson and Cat, like it was last year, it's going to come around on these other guys to start performing, especially OG Anunoby, Mr. 50 mil. He better put up 50 in one of these games.
Look out for the French connection for the Hawks. Look out for the French connection for the Hawks. I have a hard time saying that the Knicks. I'm very biased on this. And this is true. I hate the Knicks. I hate the Knicks. I hate the Knicks. And I always have a hard time picking the Knicks. But you've hit on all the points, Isaiah. All the points. I think the French connection I could never say his name, Rashid, whatever. And I know he's been off in whatever his name is. You know who I say French connection. If I give him a name, that means I can't pronounce it. Just know I know what country they're from, okay? But I'm still going to say that this may be a long series. And I just think, I know Jalen Brunson's a handful, man. He's one of those 6'1" guards that can shoot and get to the hole and then play a little tenacious defense. He's a 6'1" guard that has performed, that somebody doesn't like 6'1" guards, but he has performed, and I don't really – hey, that's why I keep saying 6'1", Isaiah. You had to pick up on that.
Dyson Daniels is going to be a handful.
He's going to be a handful.
Let me tell you something. Jalen Brunson is an absolute freaking liability on defense. Anybody who says he's not got their head up their ass. Jalen Brunson is gonna be, what you say last week, Isaiah? Barbecue chicken. He's going to be barbecue chicken, and his Braves are going to be swinging all over the place looking for fouls. He and Trae Young are about two of the biggest defensive liabilities at the point guard position in the league right now. Here's what I'm going to tell you this. Karl Anthony Towns, book it now. Book it 24-12 for the series. Karl Anthony Towns is a player. You can say all the zesty and all those things about all those things you want. But with that said, Karl Anthony Towns is going to get his. He's shown he's got his against everybody. It doesn't matter. They can talk about his mannerism. I'm talking about basketball.
Yep.
But I'm gonna say this: Atlanta, this may not be their year, but they're on the come up because they got rid of Trae Young, who was the biggest defensive liability they had. They had to protect him. No, it's the truth, man.
It is.
So with that said. So with that said, they got a defensive team. They don't have to hide guys anymore. They're young in the backcourt, but they're going to be aggressive. New York's got the experience. We talked about this on the show on Sunday. They're getting a little longer than two, but they got experience and they've got physical play on their side. Yes, you're right. Atlanta's got some athletic guys, but they're not as physical. And I think it's going to come down to being physical. I don't know. I just think New York's going to win it. But New York's going to play physical basketball and try to up front because in the backcourt, Atlanta's going to play physical basketball because New York's best scoring opportunity is Brunson. Those other guys play off of Brunson. Yeah. So you're right. He's going to catch hell this series. He's going to absolutely catch hell this series.
I think when you're New York, you've got to throw a combination of Bridges and Anunoby at Jalen Johnson. You can't let one guy guard him for the whole series unless it works. You got to throw a combination of guys at him to throw Johnson off his rhythm and force him to rely on Ricochet, to force him to rely on Dyson Daniels. And they've got other shooters there. I just can't think of them off the top of my head right now. But it's going to be an interesting matchup. This is the best matchup in the East by far until we know we know who comes out of the play-in. I really like this matchup. Reggie, you want a game prediction? I'm gonna say, I want to say New York in 7, but I'm gonna say New York in 6. I'm gonna take the safe way out, and I'll say New York in 6. But if Atlanta, you say that Game 6 would be in Atlanta, so it's like, man, I know that ATL crowd, they haven't had a playoff game in how many years? So, maybe they're going to be up for the challenge to force a Game 7. Man, I don't know.
I don't think the ATL crowd has showed up for a game since Doc Rivers was there.
I'm sitting out. I'm going to give y'all a chance. No one's mentioned Jonathan Kuminga at all.
Oh, my gosh. I keep forgetting. Yes.
Are we forgetting the dude who came from
I'm forgetting, yes.
Who's a 20-point per game guy. Yeah. This is going to be a hell of a series. Yeah, this isn't going to be a cakewalk for the New York Knicks. I think their experience is there. I'm telling you, got a young, hungry team. It wouldn't shock me if it went 7. I'm just saying, because I don't listen. This is the only thing Reggie and I agree with on the same show. I hate the Knicks worse than Reggie does. I'll be honest. That rat-infested city is horrible.
Yeah,
but I gotta be honest. I'm telling you. Karl Anthony Towns is going to eat no matter who they put on it.
Yeah.
Now, will he have enough help from the backcourt flopper with the Braves, big foul bait? That's the question. Because he's definitely nothing I said is a lie. He's a foul baiter and he is a defensive liability. Those are facts. You can get bad. Those are facts. But Karl Towns is going to eat.
Listen to this roster for Atlanta. Jalen Johnson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's averaging 20 points, by the way. Dyson Daniels, 11, 6, and 5. We can talk about CJ McCollum being old all we want. 18, 3, and 3. Okongwu, 15 and 7. You've got Ricochet, who, just a catch and shoot type of guy. Corey Kispert, catch and shoot type of guy. Kuminga, averaging 12, 5, and 2. You got Buddy Hield if you need some extra shooting if your major guys aren't working.
Well, you don't want to put his ass on the court either because he's about barbecue chicken.
I agree, but my point
about 10 minutes a game, maybe 10 minutes a game.
My point with this is, and then you've got Game 6 savior last year, Tony Bradley from the Pacers. from last year. I'll never forget him. So I'm going to say he's an asset for the Hawks this year as well. Hawks got some depth. Whether
So you just basically named the whole damn roster. I mean, we can do that with New York too.
No. Trust me, I didn't. There's Christian Coloco. There's guys on here that I did not name.
You didn't include Tree Rollins, you Spud Webb, Dominique Wilkins. There's only three guys you didn't name.
You know who's on this roster and I didn't name? Gabe Vincent. So trust me, I'm leaving out the names that I feel I need to leave out.
So what I'm gonna say is this: I hate to pick the Knicks. I'm gonna say the Knicks in 4, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks win the series. I will not be surprised. But I'm gonna say the Knicks.
A big swing. That's a big swing going from streets of.
That's interesting. A sweep is I don't.
No. I meant it's going 7. It's gonna be 4-3. The Knicks gonna win 4 games and the Hawks gonna win 3. I didn't say a sweep.
Oh, so you said Knicks in 7?
You said Knicks in 4.
Yeah. Okay, girl. I worked nights. I ain't had much sleep. I said the Knicks will win 4 games. You should know what I said.
I'm like, wait.
You said Knicks in 4. I was like, oh my goodness.
No, not a sweep. I mean the Knicks will win in 7 games. They will win 4 games, and the Hawks will win 3. Thank you, Isaiah, for catching my mess up. I appreciate it. Let's go to the next game before I start cursing.
But real quick, it could be Knicks 4-2 or 4-1. It's just because again, you just don't know. But again, what Isaiah talked about, there's talent there, and that's real. Atlanta has good young talent, but that young talent hasn't been there yet. And I think that is going to be the difference. Now, in my heart of heart, I would love for New York to get swept. I would love for them to lose. I would have a field day on Cops Corner with this.
I noticed Corey isn't commenting much. You know, Corey's he must not be on social media today.
He had to go see Corey's
a big Knicks fan, one of our number 1 fans to the Game Time Network. But yeah, I understand. Let's go to the next game because we're running short on time. We're 47 minutes into the show. Let's go to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, you wasted 20 minutes of it being bitter.
Cleveland and Toronto.
I know who y'all picking. I'm picking
Toronto to win in 6.
You're gonna owe me $1. I'll take that bet. I said
you're gonna owe me $1. Toronto is a fledgling team this year. We showed the statistics on Sunday that they can't beat good teams; they only beat bad teams.
Yeah,
that's said about Toronto.
Yeah.
So I'm a believer in Harding because Harding has played some of the best basketball in Cleveland this year. At the beginning, Isaiah, hold it. At the beginning of the year, before the trade, I was like, Cleveland ain't gonna do jack. But since they have Harding, Cleveland will probably win this series in 5 games.
So that's what we think
because of Harding.
That's what we because of Harden, right? Because of Harden.
Yes.
So let's go back, right? Philadelphia trades for James Harden, and I fell for it. I said, "Oh, Philly may come out of the East, right?" And then what does he do? He goes into Boston, Game 6, drops like 6 points, and once again, it's on James Harden. All right, James Harden gets traded to the Clippers. You know, I think we all kind of knew the Clippers weren't going to win, but oh man, last year 7-game series with the Denver Nuggets, I was almost even a believer. I said, man, Clippers may really do it. They may get out. They may actually upset the Nuggets in the first round. We get to Game 7, big moment. What does James Harden do? 7 points. 7 points. Now he gets traded to Cleveland. Oh, they beat the Pistons. They're beating this team. They look so good. They look incredible. James Harden's playing great. Oh my! What part of the season are we in? Do I have to keep reminding everybody that this is the regular season? We're not in the playoffs. We're not in the conference finals. We're not in the semifinals. We're not in the quarterfinals. We're not in the play-in. We're not in important moments yet. Harden can do whatever he wants in the regular season, but when we get to the playoffs, when we get to Game 6, Game 7, face an elimination, win or go home, James Harden is going to disappear like Avatar: The Last Airbender. You're not going to see him when it matters most. That's what he's going to be. He's going to vanish.
Isaiah, you said when he goes to Game 6.
The only credit I will give both of you. The only way James Harden gets a championship or gets out of the East is He's not the number one option on this team. That goes to Donovan Mitchell. And you know what? Somebody brought it up this week on social media. Donovan Mitchell, fun fact, has not missed the playoffs his entire career in the NBA. But nobody brings about how he hasn't really gotten to the promised land. That's been pushed to the side. But one thing I'll say about Donovan Mitchell is he is a playoff performer, whether he's winning or he's losing. So
how many rings does he have?
It don't matter.
Okay.
7 points in a game 7 like James Harden does.
I just asked the question.
They got the same amount of rings, but my point is that Daryl's brought it up. Reggie, you've brought it up. You've got a defensive player of the year and Evan Mobley in the backcourt. You've got Jared Allen, who's one of the best defensive centers in the league. If he wins a championship this year, or he even gets out of the East or to the Eastern Conference Finals, it's because of the team now around him, not because of him. Now, is he going to have some great moments? Sure. But at the end of the day, them winning it all or them getting out of the East is because of Donovan Mitchell, it's because of Evan Mobley, and it's because of Jared Allen. And then Harden is right there, and he can be their fourth guy, but usually probably going to be their third guy because Jared Allen not probably going to score the ball much offensively, but
Jared Allen's a putback guy. He's the putback. You don't have to run offense. You don't have to run offense for him.
My point is,
right.
this isn't Harden and Dwight Howard. This isn't Harden and Kawhi. Harden's part of a big three that's healthy, and he's the third reason why they would get out of the East or even win it all.
Let me clear up my thoughts.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying that they're going to come out the East. I'm saying that they will win this series probably 4-1.
No, they'll probably
Let me tell you, when Cleveland loses in the playoffs, it won't be because of Harden. It won't be because of this is the year. And look, I'm gonna tell you a story. I don't like Harden. I ain't like Harden since he was with the Houston Rockets. I took my 21-year-old son to a Pacer game. He had to be about 10 or 11. And everybody in the area knows that me and Durrell, because we've been ticket holders for 15 years, are Pacer fans. And the whole game, my child is saying, "Fear the beer," while the Pacers are continuing to get blown out. So I have no love for James Harden. I'm just saying.
Could have fooled me.
I'm just saying this is the year he shows up to the playoffs. I'm saying that they're going to win.
So
not a sweep. They're going to win this. Toronto may win one game if they win one game. That's what I'm saying. And y'all already put the numbers out.
Look,
y'all already said the numbers.
I'm going to continue to root for the Raptors because if the Cleveland Cavaliers do get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I have a jersey I have to buy. So I'm going to continue to root against Cleveland. But if you want I hope for the Raptors in 6, but I do feel it'll be I think the Cavs will win in about 5 to 6 games, but an official prediction for me would probably be Cavs in 6. I think they will get it done. Toronto's a tough place to play. You know, that crowd will come to show up. So I could see them getting both of their games in Toronto, but the same way we talk about the Hawks is the same way we could talk about the Raptors, but even at a worse point. I think the Raptors aren't a bad defensive team. I don't think they're as good as Atlanta. But I think this is a real interesting point for the Raptors. I liked the trade for Brandon Ingram last year. We talked about the trade when it happened over the summer. We said, you know, you traded for Ingram when you already knew you were going to miss the playoffs. This was more about next year. And credit to the Raptors. I mean, at one point, they were as high as the 3rd seed. Then they stuck around for the 4th seed, and now they're in the 5th seed. They've hung around. Now, yes, they have not beat really good competition most of the year. It's going to be interesting. They've got the depth. They've got guys that can go out and play and that can shoot the ball. But, you know, I'm looking at this rotation, and I'm looking at the guys that they've got. You get to Trace Jackson Davis, and that's about it. And that's like about 9 guys. So really, and they're not
going to get in the game.
That's my point. And they're not, and they haven't even been playing Grady. They haven't even been playing, what's his name? I'm just going to call him Grady. They haven't even been playing Grady like that either. So you look at it, you're down to about an 8-man rotation. Now that helps you because the playoffs things get tightened. But when I look at the Cavs roster, way more depth. You've got Sam Merrill, who's shooting the ball well. Dennis Schroeder, Jalen Tyson, Keon Ellis, who they got in the Kings trade earlier in the year, Dean Wade. There's just, you know, guys that aren't notable names, but that's an extra 2 guys compared to the Raptors because there's just other guys that I didn't name that I know are going to play for them in the playoffs. So I think depth-wise, I like Cleveland a little more, and that's probably why they get out of the series. And then it's the inexperience of the Raptors. But You look at that Toronto crowd. That's why I see it making it to about 6 games.
Cavs in 5. Daryl, you already said the Cavs. And how many games, Daryl, did you say the Cavs in?
5 or 6. I mean, I think they're better. And I think Toronto is fool's gold. I said it earlier. I
I
said it,
agree.
hell, 3 months ago.
Hey,
Nothing's changed.
let's look. We got a few minutes left. We got 5 minutes. So this show, y'all, it's probably gonna run
It's
over
your
an hour
fault.
because we got 2 more.
Hell, it's your
Hey,
fault.
look,
Bitter
it's my
for
show.
20 minutes.
It's my show.
Hey.
I can extend the show if I want.
Bitter
to.
with a little chew.
I just-
What you need to
I just
call.
have to check you sometime because you know you do a lot of undercover hating. So I just want the world to know about your undercover hating.
Let me
That's what I
stop.
like to know.
Fair enough.
Oh, Isaiah would leave when we're about to talk about Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves because we're gonna say the Lakers and Rockets.
You gotta go see a man about a dog. All right, you gotta go see a man about a dog.
Oh my goodness, we're not even talking about them yet. We're talking about Denver and Minnesota.
He's preparing you.
I'm just getting ready because I know in a couple weeks I'm gonna have to get some calf surgery done so I can give Luka my calf for the first round. So I'm just trying to get the energy, getting ready for my calf surgery here in the next couple weeks. That's all. Just getting the calf ready. Talked to the doctor today. They said your calf is pretty strong. If we need to do the transfer surgery, we will. So just
let's go to the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hey,
Minnesota Timberwolves is one of the teams you love.
Other than New York and Atlanta, this is probably my New York and Atlanta is second. This is the series to watch. If you're an NBA casual, if you love basketball, if you're a basketball junkie, this is the series to watch. 2 years ago, they had the best playoff series known to man. Game 7, Ant hits a big time shot in the corner. Raptors upset the Timberwolves upset the NBA champions. I can't wait to watch this. I can't wait to watch this series again. I think it's going to be great. I want the Timberwolves to win, but I don't really have a pick here, to be honest. Honestly, if you told me right now, who do you have winning? I have no clue.
No, you have the Timberwolves. I've seen Timberwolves a whole lot.
I love the
Timberwolves.
I love the Timberwolves, but here's the problem. I've said it about Anthony Edwards time and time again. He is the Mark Martin of the NBA. He is a great player going up against the greatest players. He's going up against someone that is without question better than him and Nikola Jokic. Now, I'm not saying head-to-head they're playing against each other out there on the court, but you get what I'm saying. That's the second best, and in some people's mind, the best player in the league right now. Now, he's beaten Jokic before, but I think that was a better roster than he has right now. I'm going to pull up their rosters here in a second.
Was Bruce on that team last year when Minnesota beat him?
It was 2 years ago that they beat him, but I think Bruce Brown was on their team. It was the year. Wasn't. He wasn't on their team. No, he wasn't.
Okay. He was in Toronto. Then yeah.
What are your thoughts on this game, Daryl? I can't hear a word you're saying, Daryl.
I don't know.
The matchup is so good, he's speechless. I would agree.
Yeah, right. I feel like he wants to hate, but he's trying to be unbiased.
No, my question is Denver healthy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the question, man. I mean, I always talk and play tag all I want, but are they healthy? Is Murray healthy? That bench that they had that was so formidable in their championship season is a shell of itself, right? Jokic was hurt early in the seasons, come along. I just don't know that they're healthy enough. But again, also I don't love Minnesota and that trade they made at the trade deadline. The kid from Chicago hasn't turned out, in my belief, like I thought it would. I thought he would hit the ground running after they traded for him. It just seems okay, and I think maybe maybe carry on the big load, and maybe his stop this year because he's carrying a lot of load not by himself, but he's carrying a lot of load, man. I just don't think.
I didn't hear now one of y'all bring up Julius Randle.
The Denver Big Three.
Well, that's where I was getting to.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I'm just saying. I just don't think if Denver's Big Three are healthy, I don't think Minnesota can beat them.
Yeah, I think both teams. Neither of these teams have great depth this year, like compared to other years.
Well, that's why I said Denver's Big Three. That's exactly my point. And
And
that, those guys, if they get 80 points a game, it's over for Minnesota.
And when I look at Minnesota, they don't have a big three, right? But, Jaden McDaniels played well last year. Naz Reid played well last year. DiVincenzo, we know he can hit big shots. I mean, you take those three guys right there, and they usually perform pretty well. You got Dosomu, who is averaging 14 points, not horrible. I mean, they've got a lot of players in double digits, and then you've got Randall averaging 21, Ant averaging 28, Gobert's averaging a double-double. DiVincenzo is averaging 13, Reed averaging 13, McDaniel's averaging 14, Dosumu averaging 14.
Regular season numbers are great. Regular season numbers are great. Those things are going to shrink.
I understand. Yeah, I understand that too. I think both benches are really even, to be honest. And that's why I said I don't think there's a clear-cut winner here because, like you said, Denver's health is a real question. With Minnesota, it's I think right now, Minnesota is more favorable for me to win the series because as of today, Jamal Murray, questionable. Tim Hardaway Jr., questionable. Peyton Watson, out. Cameron Johnson, questionable. Aaron Gordon, questionable. Christian Braun, questionable. I mean, that's a bunch of guys right there listed out or questionable. I get it's Tuesday and they don't play till Saturday. I understand that.
Isaiah, they're questionable, but they're going to play. This is the playoffs. Everybody's heard right about now. And I'm going to tell you this. Don't bet against the Joker. I like Edwards and Edwards.
Don't bet against
the league.
You don't bet against Ant.
Denver will win this game in 6 games. Denver will win. For Minnesota to win, Julius Randle is really going to have to take over and dominate and come in and outplay everybody on the court, along with Edwards. He's going to have to be Robin to Batman. I just don't see it getting done. I don't have a dog in a fight. I really don't care who wins the game. Mm-hmm. But I just don't think that Minnesota can get it done. And I could be wrong.
I think this is a 7-game series, and I don't really have a pick either way. If I'm forced to pick right now,
Minnesota. We already know.
I feel like I'm going to be wrong because I really do.
Because you love Ant. Because you love. It's okay to say it. Yeah, the show is called Bias and Little Truth. Yeah, this ain't the top show. This is Bias and Little Truth. You can lie if you want.
No, he's telling the truth. He's biased with his truth. He loves Anthony Edwards.
I do.
That's his truth. His bias thinks that Minnesota will win, so he's okay with me.
But I don't know. Because I know Jokic is going to perform in the playoffs, but man, I don't know. Anthony Edwards is that's Aaron. That's a bad man. That's a bad man right there. That's Aaron Rodgers. That's the Aaron Rodgers equivalent right there. That's a bad man in Minnesota. So as much as I want to say the Timberwolves, I do feel it'll be Denver. But if Denver ain't healthy, and as of Tuesday right now they're not healthy, I got the Timberwolves winning in 7 games. They've beaten them in Denver before in 7 games back in 2024. I've got evidence to back up my claims.
That was off a championship hangover. That was off of a crazy championship hangover.
7-game series, and at one point in that game, Denver was up by double digits.
You're giving them credit, so make sure you call it the whole way, though. That team was a shell of itself the previous year.
And then Minnesota got back to the conference finals. I've got nothing to tell me that they aren't the same team.
They had an easy road. They had the Lakers.
They had the Lakers and the Warriors. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but
right. But this isn't the show for that. So I do want to get into that. I do got some bullets in my holster for that. But I know we're gonna get something else.
Conference finals is a conference finals. Now I do think if they get past Denver, my bias is showing here. They could probably get. I think they could get past the Spurs too because of the Spurs and experience.
Oh my goodness, we'll talk about that next show. Let's go to the Lakers and the Rockets.
All right,
Let's go. Ready. Who is actually playing for the Lakers, Isaiah?
All right, let me pull it up. So right now,
they were going to lose anyway, but I'm saying who's going to play?
So right now, they think Luke will be back for round 1. They think AR is going to miss round 1 completely. I also saw a counter report that said executives think that AR will be back to play on Saturday because the Lakers play Saturday night against the Rockets. Game 1, 8:30 on ESPN. We'll see what happens. I mean, right now it's Braun and DeAndre Ayton. So
the guy you don't like.
That's not true.
21 years.
That's not true.
That's not true. The guy that you want off the team.
That's not true.
The guy that you want off the team.
That's not true. I do want him off
the guy
team,
that you.
But I don't hate LeBron. Look at that. Look at that right there. He's right here in his Laker gear, sitting on my desk. He's right here. No need to worry. I still love LeBron. I just need him off the roster. But all I need LeBron to do, look, I've been thinking about this all week, and I'm thinking, man, I'm going to have a video coming out on Game Time After Hours where we're going to break this down a little more efficiently. I think for the Lakers, I've been back and forth on DeAndre Ayton all year, but I think Ayton can do a good job at guarding Sengun. I think the same way people think Sengun can get buckets over Ayton, I think Ayton can do the same thing to Sengun, because we talked about it on our Sunday show a couple weeks ago about Sengun's effort and stuff like that. Reed Shepherd, obviously that's your point of attack for most of the game, but you got to watch out for his three-point shooting. When you look at the Lakers, we've been running this lineup where Marcus Smart's in the starting lineup. I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I don't think this series I don't think it's that hard to lose. I think we have a shot at winning this series without Luka or Austin Reeves. And I say that because, and I've been talking about it all year, they don't have a point guard. The ball handling for this team all year has been subpar. I've watched a lot of Rockets games. The Rockets, and I found this stat last night. The Rockets are one of the worst teams in crunch time all year statistically. And I've said this on the show, and Daryl knows I've said it. I've watched them play the Spurs in tight games and lose. I've watched them play the Thunder in tight games and lose. I watched them blow a game. I watched them blow 2 games in the same week to the Lakers a couple weeks ago. They blew 2 games. I've watched this Rockets team all year blow big time leads against competitive teams. So for me, I'm not that worried about us being injured. Now, do I still think we're going to lose?
No wonder you like being on Biased Little Truth. That shit's rubbing off.
What?
You sitting there breaking down. You breaking down. Oh, Reed Shepherd. Hey, listen, we know he's a liability. Now we want to talk about Sengun. You talking about Sengun. We talking about early in the season. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but you know damn well that they don't have a snowball's chance in hell to beat Houston if Luka and AR-15 are not there. If they are there, they should be the favorites anyway. No wonder you like it. I see it now.
No.
Hold on.
I was coming
Hold on now.
I said all that with sincerity, and you didn't even let me finish. I still think we're going to lose. But as a Laker fan, like I said on Sunday, Daryl, I said I'm going to continue to defend this team because I don't really care. They could have KD, they could have AD. It don't matter. I'm going to still ride with the Lakers. I'm not going to ride with that organization over there. I'm never going to give them a shot. But I will always have a little belief in my Lakers to go get the job done.
Hey, Isaiah, Daryl was looking up into space when you were talking, and I was too. Man, let me tell you something, man. I really hate in hell when I have to agree with Daryl. Your bias is really your truth on this show, and that's why you're on this show today. Because I hate to agree with Daryl and tell you, the Lakers don't stand a what do you say? A snowball chance in hell of winning this series. So, man, you really messing me up because now I have to agree with that dummy Daryl, and I don't want to agree with that dummy Daryl. But if you really think that the Lakers will beat Houston's, I have 100 acres in the Pacific Ocean that I'm gonna sell to you for $200. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do for you.
They can beat Houston. They absolutely 1,000,000% can beat Houston. But that means Luka and AR have to be there. If they are there, they are going to beat Houston. Houston is a team that is in disarray, not respecting their coach, between tweets and all these other things like that. So no, if they don't have those 2 guys, they don't have a chance. But if they got those 2 games, it's an easy one. It's a 5-game series.
Man, I hate when
Because
I
I
agree
think
with Durham.
as soon as things go bad for Houston, they drop their heads, they look to someone else, and then if Reed Shepard, look, you got Shangoon and Reed Shepard. You got two of the bigger liabilities in the league as well, too. Shepard, I mean, he's a young guy. He's not fleet of foot, so he can't guard anybody. Shangoon's he's not playoff tough.
Mm-mm.
Remember, we talked about he's on the floor bleeding, and none of the teammates come to get him. So if the Lakers beat the team, it's not, oh, will this mean LeBron's legacy will be cemented? It was cemented about 10 years ago.
Yep.
And they're gonna beat these guys if their team is healthy. And it's not a stretch. And even if Luke is only there, and because I think that injury was fake, by the way. I think it was absolutely fake. I think he's 100% healthy come Saturday, by the way. Clip that. I think Luke is 100% healthy. And I think AR-15 will be able to play. And I think they're going to beat Houston 100%.
How tall is Luka?
6'7". I think he's listed as 6'7".
So he's a 6'7" defensive liability, huh?
You damn right. I'll tell you why.
Hold on.
No. Let me do this. Let me break it down. You know why? Because players in the league this year are averaging 49% from the field against his ass. That's why. That's why.
I gotta agree with Earl.
No. I don't need you to agree with me. That's the thing. I'd rather you didn't. I can break it down to you. We having fun, but I can break it down to you.
Break it down, Daryl. Break it down.
I just did it. I just
did.
Yeah, you have no more facts to go along with that because I know Isaiah's gonna open up an encyclopedia of facts. So.
Well, I don't have an encyclopedia of facts. What I said at the start of this is how I feel. But not once in that monologue did I say, "Oh, I think we're gonna win." I just said what it's gonna take to be competitive if we don't have our two guys. Not once in that monologue did I say anything about we're gonna win. I said, here's what I think we should do if we want a shot at winning. I didn't say Lakers in 5.
You sit there wishing and hoping so, and you're like, oh, everything you said was, we can do this. And if we can do this, we can do this. I get it. That's your squad. I get it. I'm not, nobody's knocking you for that. You should rep your boys because you repped them all year. You repped them all year when things went bad, when things good. Absolutely. But don't say you repped them though. You said we. You said I've counted your we's this year.
Yes,
you said we concerning Lakers 598 times in the last 6 months.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I'm like, geez, this guy weak. Okay, fair enough. We. But again, I think the Lakers win the series. I think the Lakers win because I think those guys are healthy.
You think the Lakers will win the series without AR?
Yep.
Without Luka?
I think it's a farce. I think it's a play. I think it's a game. I absolutely think they're 100% healthy. When they all three line up and suit up on Saturday, just say, you know what? D-Todd said he thought they were healthy.
Without Luka, without AR, Magic Johnson and Kareem are not coming back to save the Lakers. What's his name? Bob McAdoo is not coming back to save the Lakers.
That's fine.
James cannot do it on his own. The Dodgers will three-peat before the Lakers beat the Houston without
basketball. Cares about baseball right now.
You see the hat I got on that? The Dodgers will three-peat before the Lakers beat Houston without Luka and AR. And exactly why. Luka is a 6'7", 6'8" defensive liability, like the 6'1" guards that Daryl loves to hate on in their defensive prowess. I hate that I'm agreeing with Daryl. I really do.
Jose Calderon, Jordan Clarkson, Jay Crowder, Channing Frye, Jeff Green, George Hill, Rodney Hood, Kyle Korver, Kevin Love, Larry Nance Jr. I'm just reading off the team that LeBron took to the finals in 2018, which is a lot worse than the team that they.
You mean 8 years ago when he was 33 years old and in his prime? Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's bring up the team last year that he had. Now, name those guys on. He had Luka Doncic. He had AR-15. And what round did he get out of? I was waiting on that. I'm waiting on that.
I did.
How many times? How many
I did that on purpose.
players?
I didn't. Hold on. I admit I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose. I'm not gonna lie.
That was good. I like that. You set it up. You set it up for me for T. Thank you very much. I
did that on
appreciate
purpose.
that.
Look, I understand. LeBron's 41. I do think, let's say Luka and AR aren't healthy. I think we do get a superhero-esque performance in one of these two Houston games. Now, whether it results in a win or not, I don't know. But I'll tell you right now, I think my thought process is we're not going to shoot the ball well in game one in Houston. I think Houston plays well. And then I don't think Houston's not going to shoot the ball well in game two. Or it's going to be vice versa. I do think when we go back to LA, I think it's going to be 1-1. I don't see it being a sweep.
I can see it being one way.
I can see it being one.
That makes sense.
I don't think it being 1-1 is that crazy to say.
No, not at all. That's more realistic.
And I don't think this, like I've said all year, and I'll continue to say it about the Rockets. They don't have a great ball handler on this team. Like we're not.
They don't need it. They don't need a great ball handler. If Luka ain't playing,
I've seen it. They need a ball handler. They need a ball handler.
Not if Luka and AR not playing. They don't need a great ball handler.
They need a ball handler.
Look, sir. You're 21 years old. You don't remember the Showtime Lakers and Norm Nixon. You're living off YouTube experience. Shaq and Kobe ain't coming back.
Get him, Isaiah. Get him, Isaiah. Hey, Isaiah, you gotta show him your worth, Isaiah. Show him your worth.
I think Reggie's just a little biased in his hate for the Lakers.
You think?
And that's okay, because not once have I said I think the Lakers are going to win this series. But I'm going to continue to defend it. I said it when everybody was healthy.
Now you know how I felt the first 18 minutes of this damn show. You see how I felt.
If Luka and AR were healthy, I would say this is a 5-game series at max, because the Rockets are the most dysfunctional team in the playoffs this year other than the Orlando Magic. That's how dysfunctional this team is, because I'm telling you right now, Daryl's going to hate when I say this. You got Kevin Durant leading this squad. You're not going to win a championship anyways. And like I said all year, they've lost close games to the Spurs. They've lost close games to the Thunder. I watched them blow 2 close games against the Lakers this year. I'm not confident in the Rockets. I'm not.
Right. You never said Kevin Durant could lead. Kevin Durant couldn't lead. He took the water. Okay. He's not a leader. Okay. He's an ancillary piece. And they felt that he was going to be the guy to take them over the top because of the talented players they had. They didn't realize the dysfunction that was going to go on within the team.
Yeah.
You're right. They are the most dysfunctional team this season. Absolutely. Again, it can absolutely be 4-1 Lakers because, like I said, the Doncic, our 15 are healthy and replace that.
These teams, look, the Rockets looks the Rock.
But did you mute yourself?
Yeah, I think you did.
Wait.
We can't hear you.
I can't hear you. A plug on my mic and it muted me.
Hey, the mic said, I don't want to hear this shit no more.
Hey, you better get your wireless. You better get you some wireless Bose.
The Rockets.
Are those some generic beats on your head? Like some wireless Bose. Okay?
Like a lot of Kevin Durant's teams in the last couple of years, they look real pretty on paper, but when it's time to play realistic basketball, being pretty on paper doesn't work anymore. The same way we've been talking, like we've talked great about the Hornets the last couple of games and whatever, and that's the eye test and on paper. But we're getting into the playoffs. Things are going to be a lot different. If you want my prediction without Luka and AR, I think this is a 6-game series where the Rockets win. If Luka comes back, maybe it's still a 6-game series. If Luka and AR come back, even if Luka and AR do come back, one, I don't think they're going to be fully healthy. So I think this is going to be a tighter series than we all wanted. But if they were fully healthy, this is a 5-game series. It's a 5-game series.
Hey, woulda, shoulda, woulda. If I had a fifth, I'd be drunk. But yeah, we ain't gonna even go there.
Reggie loves the fact that there's a struggle there. He hates the Lakers like nobody's business. So you see it right there.
All I'm gonna say, just one last thing, Reggie, is I think Marcus Smart, Jake LaRivia, Luke Kennard, and Rui Hachimura are all gonna shoot better than Amen Thompson and Jabari Smith Jr. I think all four of those guys are gonna shoot better than those guys who should outperform all four of those guys.
Clip that.
I think those four guys are gonna outplay Amen Thompson and Jabari Smith Jr.
I wouldn't.
And I think Ayton's gonna outplay Alpine Sengun.
Your hero,
You
Durant, is gonna
hold on. I didn't even mention LeBron in that statement. I haven't brought up LeBron the whole time.
You just said Ayton is going to outplay Sing.
He's crazy.
You know what?
He must be.
This young guy. You know
young
what?
guy,
It is clearly rubbed off. This dude just said Ayton is going to outplay Sing.
That one was a little biased.
I don't think Ayton would outplay him on Xbox. I really don't. NBA Live.
The last part of that I meant, though. I did mean the last part.
Look, Reggie, take us out. Reggie, take us out. I know you got a strong.
We're in a minute 20 of a great show. I love talking sports with you guys.
Or an hour 20, a minute 20 for some, an hour 20, a year and 20 for some.
I'm abbreviating, and I really appreciate y'all coming on Bias with a little bit of truth and enhancing my show. I really appreciate being on the Game Time Network. I appreciate y'all allowing me on the Game Time Network. But both of y'all need to get your sports knowledge up, because in the words of Coach Dollars, not on SHIT. Now. And I'm gonna get my own music, girl. I don't like your theme music. I don't like you using the Cot Corner theme music on my show. So I'm gonna come up with my own.
I don't need to use Cot's Corner theme music. That's all. Hey, that's all original. Ain't no worry about posting the video or posting the song and having YouTube take it down. That's all love.
Well, folks, that is gonna do it. Man, I enjoyed doing the show. Go enjoy the playing games tonight.
I got a headache.
Go Hornets.
Girl, if you weren't such a hater, I wouldn't have to take the first 20 minutes to correct all your statements. I know we're on our way out here, but girl, you need to quit hating and indirectly hating. You know? Right. And I'm not going to have to wear a Tide jersey or hat.
See?
Go Hornets. Lakers in 5. We'll see you on Sunday.